What is up, everybody? JT Dangerous here once again. I am back for my Week 4 college football predictions. Now, Week 3 is in the books, and now we're into Week 4 of this college football season. And now we go into conference matchups. Now, this one they start to get a little bit tougher when it comes to in-game conference games. So hopefully we will continue the success that we're having in college football predictions. Now, our record coming in after Week 3 was an impressive. We finished up Week 3 with an impressive 8-2 record. So our overall record coming into these Week 4 predictions is 24-6. So we're coming in hot. Spicy, red hot. We're on a 3-week winning streak. So hopefully in these Week 4 predictions, I will make it 4 weeks, hopefully. Now, before I begin, I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching all the videos up until this point. Again, thank you guys for watching last week's college football predictions. You guys super kicked that like button 7 times. You guys, it was over 500 plus views. So again, thank you guys so very much for watching last week's episode and all the videos up until this point. You guys are making it so much fun to do these videos. Now, if you have not watched the 3 videos that I put up already on the channel, definitely go check them out and all the videos that will be up today. Now, we're at 170 plus subscribers strong, so I do want to thank you guys so very much for supporting the channel. If you're new subscribers, thank you guys for super kicking that subscribe button, and welcome to the Dangerous Lions. It is great to have you. And to my longtime subscribers, thank you guys for sticking around, and as always, killing it. Now, this is your first time watching my channel as a first time viewer, and this is your first video. Welcome to the Dangerous Lions. I am JT Dangerously. Welcome to the club, because this club is just... Whoop, whoop. Again, thank you guys so very much. Now, other than that, let's get right into these Week 4 predictions. Now, we're going to start off with the first matchup, an SEC West rivalry featuring the Arkansas Razorbacks heading to Arlington, Texas to face the Texas A&M Aggies. Now, this is the 74th meeting between the Hogs and the Aggies, and of course, Arkansas leads the series 41-29-3. And A&M has won the last 5 matchups, and Arkansas is looking to win for the first time in 2011 in this rivalry. So, starting off with the Arkansas Razorbacks are coming in 1-1, being in the same division with LSU and Alabama and Auburn. It's going to be a tough season for the Arkansas Razorbacks for sure. And then on the other side, you have the Texas A&M Aggies, who are coming off a stumble in Week 1, but now getting back on track in Week 2, but barely beating the Raging Cajuns of Louisiana on Saturday. So they're coming in a very, very shaky. And the one person I think who is on really shaky grounds there is their coach, Kevin Sumlin. Now, since he has come to Texas A&M, he has won some big games. Big games when he had Johnny Manziel. But since Johnny Manziel left, he has been going backwards, not winning big games, losing leads, and the word on the street in Texas A&M is that they want Sumlin out. He is on the hot seat this year, and Texas A&M is looking to definitely save his job because he has to win big games this year. He has to beat Alabama when they come in next month or the month after. But Texas A&M is in trouble, and they need to keep winning for their coach, Kevin Sumlin. So coming from me in this first matchup, I'm going to take the Texas A&M Aggies. I think being at home, the 12th man is going to be full effect in Arlington for the Aggies, and I just think they're going to get it done. So coming from me in this first matchup, I am taking the Texas A&M Aggies to defeat the Arkansas Razorbacks. And now the next matchup is the Texas Tech Red Raiders heading to Houston to face the Houston Cougars. Now, both teams are coming in 1-1. Texas Tech being from the Big 12 Conference with teams like TCU, West Virginia, Kansas State, OU, Oklahoma State, Iowa State, Texas, and Baylor. They're coming in definitely trying to get to the Big 12 championship, and they're also fighting for their coach's career. Of course, their coach, Cliff Kingsbury, since he's been there, he's won a few great games, but since then, not winning, not getting to bowl games like they should be, losing leads. So another team in Texas is trying to make sure their coach stays the coach in Texas Tech. Then on the other side of the Houston Cougars, who are from the American Athletic Conference in the West Division with teams like SMU, Navy, Memphis, who beat UCLA last week, Tulsa, and Tulane. So Houston's coming in. A lot of people are not talking about them. The only thing I know about Houston is that Case Keenum went there, the now quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, because of Sam Bradford being injured. That's the only thing I know about Houston, that Case Keenum went there, and he made that team a fantastic team, undefeated seasons a few times. So coming from me in this matchup, This one's really tough. I'm going to take the Houston Cougars to win this matchup. I think Houston needs a big-time win, definitely for that state. Again, with the whole Hurricane Harvey thing, again, best wishes to those who live in the Houston area. I just think Houston would need another big-time win against another Texas team. So coming from me in this matchup, I am taking the Houston Cougars to defeat the Texas Tech Red Raiders. And now the next matchup, a Big 12 matchup featuring the number 16th ranked TCU Horned Frogs heading to Stillwater to face the number 6 seeded Oklahoma State Cowboys. Now, both teams are also coming in 3-0 in a very jam-packed Big 12 conference. TCU's coming off a big win against SMU in the Iron Skillet battle on Saturday, and Oklahoma State's coming off a blowout win against I think Tulsa. So both teams are coming in hot. TCU's coming in. They looked amazing in that game against SMU. They put up 50 points on them. So TCU's coming up big time in this game. And then on the other side, you have the number 6 ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys, who I really think, in my opinion, as a bold prediction, they will make it to the Big 12 championship and face, of course, my Oklahoma Sooners in the Big 12 championship. When you got players like Mason Rudolph, their quarterback, who had over 500 yards in that game against Tulsa, he is definitely in that Heisman race for sure. Mason Rudolph, look out for him in this game. So coming from me in this Big 12, this huge Big 12 matchup, I'm going to take the Oklahoma State Cowboys to win. I just think with that kind of power offense, with Mason Rudolph throwing the ball and having over 500 yards a game, he's gonna tear the roof off this game, and especially at home at Stillwater. So coming from me in this matchup, I am taking the number 6 ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys to defeat the number 16th ranked TCU Horned Frogs. And now the next matchup, a ACC rivalry that spans college basketball and now into college football, and is the battle for the victory bell. It is the Duke Blue Devils heading to Chapel Hill, North Carolina to face the North Carolina Tar Heels. Now, this is the 104th meeting between these two in-state rivals in the Coastal, and UNC leads the all-time the series 58-38-4. UNC is looking to win for the first time in 2 years, and Duke won the last meeting last year. So this is one of my all-time favorite rivalries when it comes to college basketball, with Duke and North Carolina and the ACC. And now I get to pick this matchup in college football. I was so happy to get this pick because this is a really, really good matchup. Of course, Duke and North Carolina being in the same division in the ACC Coastal with teams like Georgia Tech, the U, Pitt, Virginia Tech, and Virginia. This is definitely going to show who's the dominant team in the ACC. So this one's a really good one. This one's a hard one to pick because, again, I'm a Duke Blue Devils basketball fan. The Duke football team is not too bad either. They beat Baylor on Saturday. David Cutcliffe is getting it done. The Fighting Cutcliffes of Duke, killing it. And then on the other side of UNC, who is, after losing to Cal in week 1, they are really in trouble right now. And losing a conference game early hurts, and it hurts late in the season. So coming from me in this matchup for the victory bell, man, this one's really tough. I'm going to take the Duke Blue Devils to defeat the North Carolina Tar Heels. And now the next matchup, an SEC battle between the number 17th ranked Mississippi State Bulldogs heading to Athens to face the number 15th ranked Georgia Bulldogs. Now, this is the battle of the Bulldogs because it's Mississippi State and Georgia. Both teams, of course, Mississippi State being in the SEC West, heading to the SEC East doghouse of Georgia. Now, both teams are coming in 3-0. Mississippi State getting a huge win against LSU on Saturday. Big win to start off their chance to maybe win the SEC West, but again, coming from me, it's Bama's division or nobody, really. Then on the other side, you have the Georgia Bulldogs, who are looking to win the SEC East this year, and I do think they have a legitimate great chance with Nick Fromm from State Farm and Nick Chubb, their running back, and they have a really good team, especially in Athens. It's going to be rockets there. So coming from me in this top 15 battle in the SEC, man, this one's really tough. They're both good teams. So coming from me, I'm going to take the number 15th ranked Georgia Bulldogs to defeat the number 17th ranked Mississippi State Bulldogs. And now the next matchup, a Big Ten matchup featuring the number 4 ranked Penn State Nittany Lions heading to Hawkeye Stadium to face the Iowa Hawkeyes. Now, the Penn State Nittany Lions are coming out of the Big Ten East Division. They're looking amazing. They're ranked number 4. They have maybe the best running back in the game right now in Saquon Barkley, Heisman hopeful, and of course their quarterback Trace McSorley. Penn State is definitely looking to repeat as Big Ten champions this year with teams, like I said, with like Ohio State, Sparty, Michigan, Maryland. Penn State is in the driver's seat right now at 3-0 with Ohio State losing to Oklahoma. So Penn State is definitely in the driver's seat. Then on the other side, you have the Iowa Hawkeyes from the Big Ten West Division, who's coming off a win against the North Texas Mean Green. Not a big win, but it's a win nonetheless. And Iowa's looking to be the front runner in the Big Ten West Division with teams like Nebraska, Wisconsin, Northwestern, Purdue, Minnesota. But again, coming from me in the Big Ten West Division, I gotta stick with the Wisconsin Badgers. They're a really good team, and a lot of people are not talking about them. So coming from me in this Big Ten battle, man, this one's really tough. I'm going to take the number 4 ranked Penn State Nittany Lions to win. Just with Saquon Barkley, if he just runs all over Iowa, it's going to be over real fast. So coming from me in this matchup, I am taking the number 4 ranked Penn State Nittany Lions to defeat the Iowa Hawkeyes. And now the next matchup, an SEC East battle between two rivals. Now, it's the number 20th ranked Florida Gators heading to Lexington to face the Kentucky Wildcats. Now, Now, this is the longest in-conference streak in the SEC East right now. Florida has beaten Kentucky 30 times in this rivalry. 30 times. I never remember a team beating another team that many times. Like, it's amazing. And the last time the Kentucky Wildcats defeated Florida was 31 years ago in 1986. So Kentucky is looking to end a 31-year drought against the Florida Gators. Now, both teams are coming in 3-0. Gators coming off a come-from-behind win against Tennessee at the last-second touchdown, which, again, I will take that L any day of the week just to see that play. Again, Malik Zaire had a pretty okay game. Their defense stuck ground. Their suspended players did not play again last week, so hopefully this week they'll play. If they don't, it's going to be one of those close-scoring games for sure. And then the Kentucky Wildcats are coming off a big win against South Carolina. They're looking to end this drought for sure because they have been hearing about Florida's dominance over Kentucky in 30 straight meetings and Florida beating them 30 straight times. So I know Kentucky fans are looking to end this drought. So this one's going to be a really good one. So coming from me in this matchup in the SEC East, oh man, this one's really tough because, again, if those suspended players from Florida do not play, it's going to make this game a lot tougher and it's going to make me more nervous. And Malik Zaire, great quarterback, their backup quarterback who got the touchdown to beat Tennessee. I'm going to take the number 20th ranked Florida Gators to win. I just think if they lose here, the coach better just get his ass out because he'd be the first guy in 31 years to lose to Kentucky. So coming from me in this matchup, I'm taking the number 20th ranked Florida Gators to defeat the Kentucky Wildcats. Chomp, chomp. And now the next matchup, another rivalry matchup in Week 4. It is between the Notre Dame Fighting Irish heading to East Lansing to face the Michigan State Spartans. Now, this is the 79th meeting between Notre Dame and Michigan State, with Notre Dame leading the series 48-29-1. Sparty won the last meeting in 2016, and Notre Dame's looking to win for the first time in 4 years. So this is a big-time rivalry. With Notre Dame coming in, they did defeat Boston College in the Holy War on Saturday. They looked better than they did against Georgia the week after, and they looked good. I mean, they looked good. I wanted to say this straight up right now. I think Brian Kelly needs to go. He cannot win those big time matchups when they matter the most. So, no, if I was Notre Dame, I would get rid of him. We want something a little bit more fresh in Notre Dame because Brian Kelly, if you saw that little press conference he did, just bite that woman's reporter head off for having a question. Brian Kelly's a jerk, and he hasn't changed a bit. And then on the other side, the Michigan State Spartans, who are coming off a big win on Saturday. they're coming into this. They're coming in looking good. I mean, I forget the coach. I know it's not Tom Izzo because that's the Michigan State basketball coach, but they have been a really good team in the past. Of course, being with their rivals Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, they're always in the contention for the Big Ten championship in the East. So coming from me in this highly contested rivalry, man, this one's really tough. I'm going to take the Michigan State Spartans to defeat the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And now the next matchup, a Pac-12 battle between the number 7th ranked Washington Huskies heading to Colorado to face the Colorado Buffaloes. Now, this is my first time talking about the Washington Huskies. Of course, last year's Pac-12 champions and also college football semifinalists. Now, coming into this year, they got 15 starters back, 8 on offense, 7 on defense. They have a great coach. They have a great coach in our former Boise State coach, Doug Peterson. They have a great quarterback in Jake Browning. So Washington is definitely in contention for sure. Of course, when you have teams like Cal, Oregon, Oregon State, Stanford, and their hated rivals, the Cougars of Washington State, Washington, coming from me, is the front runner to win the Pac-12 North. Then on the other side, you have the Colorado Buffaloes. Of course, they're coming in. Both teams are coming in 3-0. Colorado being in the same division with USC, Arizona, Arizona State, Utah, and UCLA. So Colorado has always been a good team. They were a surprise team last year, for sure, in the Pac-12 South. So this one's a really good matchup. And this is definitely the Huskies' toughest test this season in college football. They're looking to get back to the college football playoff, where, of course, they did lose to the Alabama Crimson Tide and in the semifinals of that college football playoff. So they're looking to get back on track and get back there and be that unprecedented team that got back-to-back college football playoffs. So coming from me in this Pac-12 battle, I am taking the number 7th ranked Washington Huskies to defeat the Colorado Buffaloes. And now the final matchup in Week 4. It is another Pac-12 battle between the UCLA Bruins heading to Stanford to face the Stanford Cardinals. Now, both, of course, UCLA being in the Pac-12 South had an embarrassing loss to Memphis last Saturday. They're coming in. Jim Mora is definitely fighting for his career at UCLA. He needs to continue to win. But the one thing I got to say about UCLA, it's hard to trust them when it comes to those big games, because they should have beaten Memphis, but Memphis beat them. But again, UCLA is looking to get back on track in the Pac-12 South, and I know with games coming in against USC, Arizona, Arizona State, and Utah and Colorado, they're going to have a really tough time this year for sure. Then on the other side, you have the Stanford Cardinals are coming into this game 1-2, not looking good. I mean, this is definitely not their best year this year, and I really don't think they'll be even in contention in the Pac-12 North Division if they continue to look this bad. So coming from me in this final matchup of Week 4, man, I am gonna take the. See, I can't trust UCLA because if I trust them, they're going to lose. So coming from me, I'm going to take the UCLA Bruins to win. They win, I'll be happy. If they lose, screw you, UCLA. So coming from me in this matchup, I am taking the UCLA Bruins to defeat the Stanford Cardinals. And those are my Week 4 college football predictions. Now, I hope you guys did enjoy these predictions this week. Comment below, who do you have winning all of these matchups? As always, comment your teams, who you guys represent in college football. As always, if you want to put your predictions down in the comments section below, be my guest. Comments like that are always welcome on this channel. Let's have a conversation about your picks as well. Now, of course, I will see your comment, like it, and of course, reply right back to you, because comments are absolutely always welcome on this channel. Now, of course, I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching, and of course, before you go, you can never forget to do this. That like button, comment, share it with your friends. Of course, super kick that like button like only you guys can. And of course, you can never forget to do this as well. That subscribe button, become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. And I will see you later tonight for my Week 3 NFL predictions. Later days and peace.